You know, we all try and understand each other. And some people say women are different from men. They are on the physical plane. But in the spiritual plane, and as far as the mind's concerned, and the way it functions, we're all exactly the same. It's impossible to be different. You know, somebody was telling me that a fella's walking along the beach in Hawaii, and he finds this little brass lamp, and he picks it up, and he's cleaning it off, and all of a sudden the genie appears. And the genie says, "Master, I would love to give you one wish, anything you wish." And he says, "Wow." He says, "I'll tell you what I really want. I'd love to go and visit Britain. But the only thing is, I'm afraid of flying. And I was wondering, could you build a highway from Hawaii to Britain so as I could drive there?" And the genie says, "Wow, this is a big order. This is a tall order. I've never been asked this before." He says, "And another thing, if I build this highway all the way from Hawaii to Britain, it will get in the way of a lot of shipping lanes." And he says, "It's really a tough one. I don't know about this." So the fella says, "Oh, okay. I changed my mind." He says, "There's one other thing I'd like to know. I'd like to know how women think." And the genie looks at him and says, "Do you want one lane or two?" You have to find it for yourself. And that's what I'm telling you right now. I'm telling you that mind, conscious, and thought hold that secret. And remember yesterday I said, if you ever find the true nature of mind, you automatically would be enlightened. If you find the true nature of thought, you automatically would be enlightened. If you find the true nature of consciousness, you would automatically be enlightened. Because the three are one. They're the trinity of all psychological experience here on earth. It's another dimension of thought altogether. This is why Buddha told you, you are the world. You create the world you live in. You have to find it for yourself. And if you listen carefully, not just to what I'm saying, to some wise person that you think knows the secret. You can go to the library, you can find it. You can go to the church of your choice and find it. You can go to a kahuna and find it. You can go anywhere in the world. And once you know what truth is, you'll hear it spoken all over the world. You'll hear it on a day-to-day basis. But you've got to listen, not with your ears. You don't look with your eyes. It's beyond the senses. It lies deep in here. And once that secret comes out and is divulged to you, as I said before, it's a secret that can never be told. It cannot be told by words. It has to be found within your own soul, because your own soul holds that secret. And what stops you from getting in here is your own thinking. And one of the greatest things is your free will. That's what stops it. And if you can take your free will away, just for a split second, you'll find what you're looking for. But up until then, you'll be stuck in what you call an ego. And an ego, your ego, is a delusion. It's non-existent. And people will say, well, what is the ego? And I'll tell you this. Whatever you think it is, that's what it is. But I can tell you, it's a delusion. It's a delusionary world. Because we live in a divine illusion, suspended within the boundaries of time, space, and matter. Now we're back to that energy again, because all energy, whether in form or formless, when it comes into this physical world, everything is created from that same spiritual energy. This is why the North American Indian, the wise man or the wise woman, would tell you that the sky, the ocean, the lakes, the fish that swim in them, they're all the same energy in a different disguise. But because they didn't know anything about energy, they call it spirit. It's all the same spirit. Everything is the same spirit, because everything comes from that divine, formless energy, which is a God spirit, comes into a form, it comes into a divine illusion, and those wise medicine men, they saw past the illusion, and they saw that everything was the same spirit. Now, if you were talking to a North American Indian, you would talk about spirit. You go to a university and you talk with a scientist or a physicist, they'd say, no, I don't want to hear that. You say, okay, then let's change the word. And you say, everything derives from the same energy. They say, oh, that's better. But you're saying the same thing. The only thing is you're using a different word to suit the situation. And that's why when you talk with clients, don't be afraid to change the word. Because they might hear one word and not another. But ignore the word. The word can never hold truth. The word is from this plane, from this physical reality. Go beyond the word, and there lies the answer. Always. It's been there from the beginning of time, and it will be there till you and I are gone. Because it's the same thing. Everything is the same. Everything is one. There can only be one. That's why there can only be one God. It's a feeling. And if you ever go and listen to somebody that you think knows the answer, listen very, very carefully at what's coming out, the feeling. Because it's all in a feeling. If you get a negative feeling, you're not hearing. If you get a positive feeling, then it's getting through to you. Take that positive feeling, absorb it, appreciate it, and walk away with it, and you'll find your answer. Perhaps bit by bit. But whenever you have an insight, I guarantee it's instant. The change is instant. Because you've gone from this material world, from the ego, you bypass it, you look within, the ego vanishes, you go to the spiritual part, to a deeper dimension of thought, to what you would call purity of thought. and you find your answer. And once you do that, you'll realize instantly the simplicity of it. And you say, look for simplicity. Don't look for the complicated. You have to listen to a little voice that lies deep within yourself, ready to come out. And once you silence your mind, this little voice, this purity of thought, comes out and gives you the answer. Because as I said before, the answer lies within. It's already there. We are all the same spiritual energy in this world of form, seeking, trying to find out where we came from. What is this big world? Where did we come from? What is it? And that's why these wise people like Buddha, they told you to meditate. Now, when they tell you to meditate, a lot of people get a little bit lost and they think you have to sit in a specific way and do specific things to find the state of meditation. The second you try, you've lost it. You've lost it. But if you're walking down the road or you're walking through the woods, you might be fishing, golfing. No matter what you're doing, you're always really walking in a state of meditation. The only thing is, your little ego mind will not allow you to see beyond. And if sometime you happen to go into that, what you call a state of meditation, that quietness, that stillness, the soul, which is pure consciousness, allows you to come out. And when it comes out as an insight, a sight from within. And that sight is what you call wisdom. And you go, oh, that's simple. I'm going to tell my friend. And your friend looks at you and says, hey, wait a minute, you're crazy. I don't know what you're talking about. But once you have that insight, and you pick up a book that maybe you've read 100 times, the book changes. It's a totally different book because you start walking in a different world. Every time you have an insight, this world changes. At least that's what you think. The world's still the same. It's your mind that has changed. It's your thought system that has changed. It's your consciousness has changed. And once this change takes place, the world you live in changes. It changes to a better life. And people will say, but what if it changes to the worse? That's impossible. Because divine mind, divine knowledge, wisdom, is always positive. It's impossible for it to be negative. And nobody in this world can penetrate into the unknown with negativity, because the unknown holds nothing but pure love. Because pure love is pure mind, purity of mind. Pure consciousness is purity of consciousness. Pure thought is purity of thought. And once you realize that, you'll go home to where you belong. You go home to that divine state that everybody in the world is already there, but they don't know it. And with that, I'd like to say thank you very, very much because I know some of you have come thousands of miles to be here, and I really appreciate that. It's been a pleasure for 29 years to be able to give away or try to give away the gift that I was granted on Salt Spring Island. Thank you.